everyone, and welcome back to Family Life Builders TV, where we're rebuilding homes and transforming society. My name is Tosi. I want to say welcome. If you're watching me for the first time, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Today, I'm going to be talking about the reason why your husband is actually not your provider. In the previous video, I talked about how you can ask for what you want from your husband and get it, but then it's also essential for me to put it out there that your husband is not your provider. Your primary provider is your God, and this is probably for those who believe in God alone, those who believe in God, those who sees God as their provider, as their helper, because part of the reasons why people get hungry unnecessarily was because we have so much expectations, and then we depend on those people for everything that we need, and when they couldn't meet up, it becomes a problem for us, whereas we were supposed to depend on God, trust God for our need, and then things will begin to change for us. So having said that, let me just dive into it. It's going to be a very short video. Number one, we all have expectations, but unless you're stable financially before marriage, there will be some struggle at the beginning of your marriage. People a lot of people, especially in the African settings, you spend a lot of time before you get admission into the university, and then after getting to the university, the job is not out there for you. So when you get married, the age is no longer on your side. Your parents just want to push you out there and say, hey, go get married. And then they will support you, in at least settling for the first 1 or 2 years of your marriage. And then afterwards, you will be left to fend for yourself. And so there is so much expectations, from your husband, but then you both knew that what was coming in at the time you got married would not even be enough to take care of one person. um, you know so at that point you begin to have problems, and the man is not really the provider at that point, and it will become a problem for you. The next one I want you to think about is, what if you are okay at the beginning and then suddenly something changed? Probably he went bankrupt, probably he lost his job or something. Then things become unbearable for you financially, and then you begin to feel, what did I get into? Why did I get into this? So it's very essential for you to view it that way. Okay, what if this happened? What if he lost his job? Yes, he has a good job at the beginning. What if something happened? The next thing I want you to know is this: instead of depending on this man to be your provider, to do everything for you, it's essential for you to ensure you own something. uh, be independent, minded. For a lot of people, we don't have that independent mindset as a result of our upbringing, as a result of our parents protecting us, as a result of our parents feeling we're not old enough to start doing something on our own. And then at the end of the day, by the time we finish the university and we couldn't get a job, it becomes a problem. And then the only thing they could do is just to send you out there to go get married, whereas you have nothing at hand. I remember uh, even before I finished my university days, I always do business. Then we were yet to get married, but my husband is always there to support me. I'll get business, and I'll do the business. I'll make beads, I'll make jewelry. Several times I'll travel uh, from my school. I'll travel back home, then I'll go back to school. I was making jewelry even for queens, and for people in director position then. So I've always been, having this independent mindset from the start. So it's essential for you as a person to learn to own your own, have your own, have something you're doing on your own, not what not what your parents have for you, not what your husband have, but have something on your own. Have something you can say, this is mine. Right. I don't want to overflog it, but then it's essential for me to emphasize this, that have something of your own. And then the next one is trust God for provision. One of the things I learned, and I'm still teaching my children, is when you have a need, the first thing you want to do is to ask God first. Sometimes even when I know that I have some money in my bank account that could, cater for that thing, I will still ask God for provision. In my walk with God, I got to, understand that God always wants us to depend on Him. He wants to be that supreme being over our lives, over our situation, over our finances. God cares about everything. He cares about my hair. He cares about my eyes. He cares about my, my cheek. He cares about my skin. He cares about my teeth. He cares about everything. He cares about me. So you want me to acknowledge Him, and that's why the Bible told us to trust in God with all our hearts and lean not on our own understanding. In all our ways, we should acknowledge Him, and He will direct our path. So when we learn to trust Him with all our hearts, we trust Him with everything about us too, right? We trust Him with our money. We trust Him in our finances. We trust Him to provide for us. We trust Him to take care of our health. We trust Him to take care of our body. We trust Him to take care of our emotions. We trust Him to take care of our finances. So sometimes when we are emotionally down, we expect our husband to be the one that will be there to lift us. Sometimes intentionally, God allows them, apart from the fact that some people are just naughty, they just don't know what to do or something. But at some point, God always allow it not to occur to them so that we can learn to turn to Him. The Holy Spirit is always there to comfort us, but we always want to neglect the Holy Spirit and then depend on, human. And when they fail us, we feel bad, because why? God, another name for man is disappointment. So man will always disappoint you, and the earlier we learn that, the better for us. So once you know that a man will always disappoint you, then buckle up and learn to trust God first. So when we trust God first, then He's going to send men to us. Sometimes it's not even your husband alone. He could send a friend, He could send a sister, He could send someone that will be there for you to lift you up. I wanted to check the video house, or the video I made, I think last week or so, on how to get what you want. Ask for what you want from your husband and get it. But as you're doing that, always remember that you can get what you want from your husband, but God is the number one provider that you have. He's the only person that will not fail you. If you're still watching at this time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and put your comments in the section. Let me know what you think. It's a conversation. Let me know what you think. I've had a lot of people. I ask people, okay, why do you email me instead of putting things in the comment section? And they said, most of the time you said it all. I said, I haven't said it all. Whatever you think you had to add, please feel free to add it, and I always respond to all your comments unless I didn't see it. So thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, I always say this: you need to keep becoming a better you, because things work when we work it. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.